Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Anyway, we got a lot of stuff going on, everything today, man. You started some 2 shows ago. We were talking about putting all of these ethnic newspapers out there, black newspapers or Hispanic newspapers and stuff out there. And now, after the second day of doing that research, man, I'm finding more and more and more stuff out there about these black newspapers out there in these different states and cities and stuff here. So I finally got me a complete list of most of them and stuff, because they all belong to a publication association called the National Newspaper Publishers Association, called NNPA.
Yeah.
And so NNPA and stuff, they have, if you go to their website and everything and you do some searching around and everything, they'll give you a copy of all their members and stuff who have joined NNPA. And NNPA has news feeds that they send out to these publications if they want them. So if somebody's got an article that they think is very important or whatever, then they'll put it out with the NNPA, and then NNPA will send it out there to all those publications and stuff out there all over the country. So today I was I was enjoying their far-reaching arm and stuff out there to all of their members. And man, I pull up there's another newspaper, black newspaper in Jackson, Mississippi, called the Mississippi Link. And I was looking at their site and everything online, and they have a lot of articles in there. And there was a very interesting article in there, Ted, about if you go to the website, I posted it on the website because it was such a wasn't expertly written, and a lot of misspelled words in it, but it was they didn't proofread it, but the content was on time. It was on time. And I went to the Miami Times down in Miami at their newspaper, which is black newspaper down in Miami. And they got a picture on the heading on the front of the paper and stuff of Trump riding on a paver, this thing that rolls over they roll out the asphalt on the highway. There's this big unit. They got a roller and stuff on it, and they flatten out the asphalt and stuff on the highway. They got him sitting down there. He done roll over everybody. He won Miami-Dade County by 11 points. In 36-year history of Miami-Dade County, that was the first time a Republican has won that county in Florida. Very interesting. And some of the articles that they had in this Miami Times were really, oh man, they were really messed up. And they're sitting around and they're justifying what happened, that there was a disconnect with the Democratic Party. They didn't come down there and do things that they're saying that the Democrats should have done, and that it was the economy, and they voted for someone else because of the economy. Real stupid stuff, man. I'm telling you, I couldn't believe it. It was just horrible, man. What the heck is going on out there? How they are blaming the Democratic Party for something that all of them know happened, but they won't come out and just say it. This country is not ready for a woman president. They ain't ready, and especially a black woman to be in that office up there. And to blame the Democrats, and the Democrats even blaming themselves, where we should have did this, we should have did that. Hey, that man didn't do anything for Miami-Dade County. He didn't give you all nothing. But you got these folks sitting out there, our people, our black folks saying, well, he gave us a tax cut. When he was office, we were doing better when he was in office. He gave us a tax cut. 85% of the money went to the billionaires, and they got, and the rest of the country, almost 200, 300 million people got 15% of that tax cut that he gave out. But he gave us a tax cut. So we voted for it. It was horrible. But I happened to get out of there and go back into their list of pages and stuff. And I said, let me look at Georgia. So I picked up a publication here in Georgia. I forget the name of it. This black publication. I did it. And they had the same crap going on in there about how the black men and stuff voted for him because he is Mr. Macho. He's the who man. He's the muscular son of a gun. He's around there and all this. And I kept reading the whole article. Man, I was just getting pissed while I was reading it. And at the end of the article, they had this guy who was a store owner here in Georgia says that, well, I didn't vote for either one of them, but he said he was satisfied that Trump won. And the reason why he was satisfied, he said, I ain't ready to have a woman to lead me.
Well, that right there, he told the truth.
Told the truth. That was the exact truth that everybody else should be saying. They did not want a woman or a black woman to run this country.
Told the truth.
Told the truth. Finally told the truth. At the end of the article, he told the truth. He didn't want no woman telling him what to do. So he put the country in jeopardy because he didn't want a woman to tell him what to do. So you tell your wife that quit getting all upset. They ain't ready for her or anyone of her kind or gender to be the president. That's what's going on in this country. Even the white folks, even the white women don't want a woman to run it. This country ain't ready for a woman, so we're gonna put a fella in office and let him run it. And man, that Haitian community down there in Miami, they came on and he interviewed them, and they scared to death. So this man is getting ready to end that TP test. He getting ready to end the TPS, and they have to get deported. We can't go back to Haiti. They cried down there, man. But they didn't vote, or they voted for But now they scared to death.
Well, I read an article this morning, and they were saying that a lot of them are moving from, was that Iowa? Or Ohio, one of those.
Ohio.
They moving out of that city in groves.
It ain't gonna save them. Where they going?
Hey, they're going in hiding, bro.
They can't. All of them can't hide, man. They got to get out there and work. They got to eat. They got to get out there and work. And that TPS status that they got, temporary protective status, it's at January 20th. It's gone away. That status is going to follow them. I don't care where they go. That TPS is going to follow them. They are not going to go anywhere unless they plan on going underground and working underground. That's the only way they might
That's probably what a lot of them going to do.
That's the only way a lot of them going to get away. But then these people going to tell on them. They're going to fire them. Because you know us. We know them to tell. You put up a reward. We $250 reward for each one you turn in. They go. The folk gonna turn them in quick. I want that $250. All they got to do put a reward up, and they gone. Everyone you turn in, you get $250.
They won't be bragging. I got me $1,000 this week.
Yes, sir. I got 4 or 5 of them over here. Come over and get them. You get 4, you get $1,000. Every 4, you get $1,000. They sold.
And the people that and the people that pick them up say, no, you say you got 5. No, you got 4.
Man, the people in trouble. Oh Lord. You reap what you sow. Don't want a woman in charge.
Well,
so anyway, that is what the heck I find out about NNPA. So I'm going to continue to go out and look at these newspapers. And like I said, I found the article in the Mississippi Link. Very good. He's not a staff writer, but he's a contributing writer for that newspaper and stuff. Put out a decent article. But like I said, you have to correct the spelling and stuff in it, but it was okay. It spoke very well how this country and stuff just gave away all of whatever symbols they had to the world because they didn't want to have a black woman be in charge. And he spoke about how these major newspapers and stuff are trying to sugarcoat it and not really to tell the whole truth. This is real. He said, we got major newspapers out there that's sitting up there telling lies about, well, the Democrats need to do this, they need to do that, need to do this, need to do that. But that ain't the reason why. If they give him a white candidate, they'll be able to. He probably would have lost. Anybody white, he would have lost. Oh, horrible shame. Because he said he thought that this country had gotten past that after Obama was elected. That we done got past all this stuff, but we haven't. It's still there.
Well, I'm going to switch gears, bro.
Go ahead.
The homeowners rate among the African Americans in the United States is roughly 46%. African Americans. The homeownership with white Americans, non-Hispanics, is 73. Now, I'm gonna do a little rip.
I got one question to ask you about those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You said 46% for black, 70-some% for white. So that's over 100%. So you're talking about 46% of the black population
The black population, bro.
Okay, and then 70-some% of the white population.
Right.
Okay,
Non-Hispanic.
I just want to make that distinction. Go ahead. I'm fine.
Okay, now the thing is that we know what the VP, Mrs. Harris, said, what she was planning on doing. But I'm going to get you a gander of this. Wells Fargo Neighborhood Lift program offers down payments and home buyer education with forgivable interest-free loans. That's right now. Bank of America's down payment grant program provides 3% of the home's purchases, priced up to $10,000 with no repayment required. Chase Home Buyers Grant offers a $5,000 grant and a mortgage rate of 3.25 through a Fannie Mae loan. Last one. The National Association of Real Estate Brokers 2 million new black homeowners program aims to create 3 million new black homeowners by 2030 through advocacy, education, and access to credit. Now, I was looking at a few programs and they were saying that they was given a list of homeowners throughout the red states, blue states, all of that. Some places like in North Dakota, South Dakota, they only have like 3%, 5% black Americans. And their home ownership there is in the low 30s. Most of these red states, their home ownership is in the low 30s. Of course, where the bigger black homeowners is, in certain areas, like New York, California, Florida, Georgia, a lot of homeowners, black homeowners like that, Illinois, things like that. However, still, we're talking low 40% out of the home ownership. And we know that for those people that desire that, that's what you call generational wealth. You buy a home, you stay there for 30 years, 40 years. You can turn it over to your kids. The house, you might have paid $150,000 30 years ago for it. Now it's worth $300,000 or maybe even $350,000 or $400,000. Who knows? Depending on the neighborhood you live in. So the thing is, of those people that do not invest in home ownership, especially when you're in your middle 20s, early 30s, because those are your primary working years. You can be paying that home and pay it off by the time you're 55, 60 years old, maybe. So here's the thing that I'm proposing, and I'm going to put it out there. We have well over 1 million in our community, millionaires. And if you want to include a few billionaires. If they pooled their money together, they probably can raise $1 billion. And they can go into these red states and these other areas where the home ownership is very low, and either buy up some homes or build some homes for these black people, for those that want a home, because I'm sure probably 60% of those people, maybe 70% of those people want to live in a home. So now I'm saying, if someone is out there that has any kind of business savvy, all you have to do is start an organization and start soliciting these multimillionaires and start an organization. If you're serious and an honest person and you're not going to scan the money, that's what I would do. If I was 25, 30 years old, with a college degree, preferably in business. You know something about business. You know something about real estate. You know something about coordinating things. Hey, then you can do a service to your own people. And I can guarantee you, you're going to get at least 1,000 people to participate. But you're going to need, you're going to need a lot of savvy and a lot of, basically you're going to be selling yourself that, hey, and then there are a lot of Black home builders from the floor plan on up. You can use them if you're building the homes, or you can buy the homes in those areas to help those Black homeowners that want to be homeowners. Because we know that a lot of times people are working on the job 5, 10 years, and the reason why they don't give them a home because their credit is bad, but they pay their rent every week, every month, on time. They pay their light bill. They pay their cell phone bill. They pay their car note. So it's not that big of a risk to invest in your money in your community. And we have Black folks everywhere in this state, all over the country, albeit in some of these red states, what they call red states, you might only have 2%, 5%, 6% Black people. But those Black people, their home ownership there is very, very low. So that's my spiel on home ownership.
No. We ain't gonna leave that now. Hold on. We're not gonna leave that. We're not gonna leave that to you. We're not gonna let that. We're not gonna let that sit out there and stuff. And you throw that out there. We got to put a little twist on this. While you were talking and giving all, I'm always listening and stuff running through my head here, and I'm asking myself a question here. Why would I want to buy a home and I can rent and don't have to worry about anything? Because if anything happens in my apartment, I don't have to worry about nothing because I'm lazy. I'm not a person who want to go out there and buy a home and have to worry about paying taxes and upkeep and stuff on the property or whatever. Why would I want to buy a home? That's the question that probably might be going through a lot of those folks' minds, especially the young folks and stuff and everything, because it's easier for them to just pay the rent and be done with it. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about that. But what reason can we give them to decide to go out and go through the effort and stuff of buying a home, and knowing that some of them probably don't want that hassle and stuff and everything, and is that hassle and stuff for doing that worth the effort in which to do it?
Right, you're gonna find.
You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? I want to give them something to send it there, because I know that there are some of them out there, and I've heard them.
Well,
why would I want to do that?
That is not the people that they'll be going after. Though that right there is just a matter of teaching them the importance.
So really, actually, you're only looking at the folks who really actually want to, but having a difficult time trying to do it. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. That's the top portion. That's step number one. Step number two are those people, like you just said. But see, you have people that have mobile jobs. They have to go from city to city. They might be in one workplace for 2 years, and they may have to move to another part of the country. But the point is that those people that you want are those people that really want a home, and they have no idea how to get a home because they know their credit is bad. But they have all the other qualifications. They're stable people. They've been in that state for 10 or 15 years, if not longer, and their credit is bad, but they've been on their job for 10, 15 years. They've been paying their bills on time, but they might have bad credit because they might have a couple of bad credit cards or whatever. But the bottom line is that right there will build a whole lot of confidence in the Black community as far as those people that want to build wealth in their family. We don't even know how many people there are that are not first-time homeowners.
Okay. Step one. What's the first step?
Well, I just said, I'm just throwing it out there for those people. You can start a GoFundMe. Then you can start soliciting to people for money. Those rich people, the ones that you really want to participate, and then that money that you raise will go into your. I guess you would call it. You would have to make it a nonprofit organization where that money will go directly to those people to assist them. And you don't even have to borrow the money you can borrow the money from the bank, but what you would do is you would guarantee, because you got enough money in the bank to guarantee that money. So those banks wouldn't have to worry about if they mix a note, because then you would have to set up plans, say, like, let's say they lost their job. We know that, you're the last hired, first fired. So therefore, if the person gets fired, there will be a contract and an agreement that either you leave the home and we set you up with an appointment, then we get somebody else in there. Or if you temporarily out of work and you say you'll find a job in 2 to 3 months, then we would pay that mortgage for 3 months, and then we would up the mortgage.
Okay.
All kind of little different things you can do to assist Black folks of being homeowners.
Okay. Back to my original question. Back to the next original question. I'm gonna answer this. I'm gonna say this in this way. Step one. Okay. When my daughter started working, she said she had been working on her job for about 5 years. And she came to me and she said, "Daddy, I want to buy a house. What should I do?" And I said, "Baby girl, this is what you got to do. Where's your credit score?" And she told me what a credit score. I said, "You need to get that thing up just a little bit higher." So the first thing that I told her, and it worked for her, I said, "Get your credit score up, because once your credit score go up, you got a lot of power. You got a lot of buying power. Is your credit score high enough? No matter what's going on, you got a lot of buying power." I said, first thing you do is clean your credit up. So that meant that she had to go back and check her credit report and get it. And I'm telling these folks and stuff out there because I would suggest that this is what you do too. You get your credit score and find out what's on it. And then you go down each one of them. If you can't pay them and everything, you need to call them up and start talking to them and tell them what you need to do to get your credit right. And once you finish and get that credit score cleaned up and everything, then you start going out and get you a pre-approval. That means you, just like you just said, you go to the banks and everything, whoever you want to go to, pick out one of them, because you got what you had 3 or 4 of them you just spoke about earlier, who got these down payment things or whatever, and you decide how you want to get that done. And once you get pre-approved for a loan, then start looking for a house. So that's why I was saying, step one, that's the first thing I would tell people: get your credit together. Once you get your credit together, then you're on your way. And my daughter did that, and she bought her first house. She followed those steps that I told her. She came back after she got her credit cleaned up, And say, okay, Dad, well, what should I do? So now you go get yourself pre-approved, because once you come pre-approved, then you can go out there and you find your house and stuff that's more than what your pre-approval and stuff is. And heck, as long as you pre-approved, these folks know that they seller know that you got the money to buy their house. They might dicker with you and bring that price down. And that's what she did. So he bought her first house. And after that, she started buying more houses. So anyway, that's that start. That's my take and stuff on it. Now, what's next?
Well, here's the thing, bro. The thing that, and I'm going back to politics. I heard this man said that supposed to be an academic scholar. I didn't get his name, but I heard him speak. He said that he was happy that Donald Trump won.
Wow.
He didn't want him to win, but he was happy because now maybe black folks will finally come together.
I heard that before. Somebody else said that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same person, but I heard that before. Right after the election, I heard that. Somebody said that.
And the thing is, bro, we are not a monolithic people. We don't all think alike. We don't, we have common things that we take on and certain ways that we act and should act in public, and certain ways we should act, in certain situations. But we're not a monolithic people. We don't, you put 10 people together and try to come up with some, try to think on one accord, that ain't gonna happen. Because somebody's going, 2 or 3 people gonna come against you. No matter what. If it's a good idea, they still gonna come against you. They're gonna find something to nitpick. So, and in business, you don't do that. See, in business, you have a what they call a CEO or president or chairman that might be at the table, or you might even have a senior officer that's at the table that's running the meeting. And people will come up with ideas, and that person listens. But who makes the main decision? With us, we all think we bosses, or we all think we smart and what have you. And we never get anything done. Now there are people that's been in a lot of business meetings and know how a business meeting is supposed to be ran, and therefore they come up with ideas and they know how to work together. That's very minute. But as a whole, we're not a monolithic people. Everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody's got their own little way of doing things. And if they don't like one little thing that you got, you might come up with 9 ideas, but that 10th one, scrap the whole thing. So that's the thing. So if he's thinking that black folks gonna get together, it ain't gonna happen.
Not all of them. You're right.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And then what you say, we like to snitch. And it won't be like this, but it'll be like back in the day. Master, you know what they doing over there? So what I'm saying, they got this thing now they call Blue Sky, I think it is, that the alternative to X. They got a number of different little channels where people try to come together and what have you. But what is the main goal? What is the main goal for Black people to get together? Because number one, I heard some young lady say, when we do get together, we got to make sure we got security, so they won't come in there and destroy what we built. So, and then we got to make sure that it's not a cult. That you ain't got cult leaders trying to, run the whole show and do what I say, not what I do. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not counting it out. There's always, nothing beats a try but a failure. But man, I've been around too many tables and talked to too many people and had too many meetings and know that it is hard to get 10 people to even agree. Let alone you're talking about millions of people to come up with a solution. That's the reason why I say, hey, you might as well just try to build wealth the best you can. If it's only just a little small home, and then try to get a second home or whatever, some kind of way. The stock market, play the stock market, have a little business on the side, build a little small wealth for your family. Because it is hard to work with people. When I used to sell advertising in LA, I used to sell advertising to Latino people, real estate people. And this guy, me and him I don't know, was having lunch or was doing something and talking. And he said, you know what my people do? My people, this is how I make my money. My people buy a house. And then 4 or 5 families live in that house. And then once they got themselves together, they all work and they put their money together and they buy that house. And they buy that house. And once they buy that house, then they save their money, then they buy another house. So all I'm doing is just setting them up. And every month or two, I'm selling the house. Because I got more people coming in buying a house.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, same thing with the Asians. Same thing with the Asians, bro. They do the same thing, and then what they do, they save their money and they buy a business. They come together and they buy a business. Once that person's got a business, then the other person say, well, I want my business. What you want? I want a restaurant. What you want? I want a cleaners. What you want? I want a liquor store. What you want? And that's how they do business. That's the American dream. We have come to, and this is just my opinion, we have become too lax, mediocre, not creative, depending on, since the doors were open, and I'm guilty of it too, because I worked 40 years in the corporate world. I'm guilty of it too. Working for somebody, work 5 days a week, have 2 days off, have a week or 2 vacation, take off holidays. So the point is, all I'm making is that a lot of these people that's getting off the boat, and that's just a figure of speech, but these people that are just getting off the boat, bro, they hungry. They hungry. They don't have the opportunity like I had. I went to college and, or maybe even you don't have to go to college to get you a good job, work for the, post office or whatever, and you can work there for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. These people that's coming here now are hungry, bro. and they figure out ways to grow and have businesses, have their home, and then you look around and say, when did that business show up? Taco restaurant. Oh, what that business? They got a cleaners over there. That's what's going on right now, bro. We have gotten too complacent, too dependent on other people to make our check, to make our money.
I'm going to say this, Ted. I totally agree. I totally agree, man. And it is debilitating, man. I'm telling you. I for a while there, whenever I see stuff going wrong, I just lay down into a shell, man, and I just can't get out, man, because I can't believe what people have done. I really can't. I don't. I can't fathom the fact that we have, and I'm clicking. I ain't just clicking in the black folks. I'm clicking in the white folks, and I'm clicking in them Hispanics, and all them folks out there that they would put an ignoramus in charge of the country, and it just it's unfathomable and stuff that you would do that. That they would just cut off their nose to spite their face. And I saw that in 2009 when Obama was trying to get the Affordable Care Act passed, and a lot of these states, man, are still fighting this man and stuff because of this. So it's not only black folks and stuff and everything. I think all of this whole country, man, has to share in what the heck can happen. And I can't see a future, man. I'm telling you, Ted. I'm sitting here, man, and every day I wake up, man, I am disillusioned. I am. I just can't get myself up to really do anything. Along with the bad stuff that's going on in our community, uh, this other community is just throwing me away too and everything. And I just, man, it is horrible, man, and it's hard to motivate myself because it's at my age, I'm just sitting back and I said, well, there's no sense in me even going out there and dealing with this crap. I'm gonna just let it go. I'm gonna hide in a shell someplace and just go about my business and do what I got to do and everything, and forget about all this stuff. But
The one thing that I think that we know this, and we've been knowing this. The one thing that what America's about is business. It's all about business. You have to have a business, a legitimate business. I ain't talking about no side hustle. I'm talking about a business, some kind of business. There are people back in the day when we were coming up, the only thing they did was fix shoes. When you wanted your shoes half soled or you needed heels on your shoe, that person was there. You dropped your shoes off, maybe 2 or 3 pair, come back, that'd be $30. Fix your shoes. You got half soles, heels, taps. You remember the day?
mm-hmm.
And same thing when you wanted your clothes clean. That's all they did.
Or you half fixed.
Now,
You half fixed.
Yeah. So now we're not into that like we used to. The small restaurant that just serve hamburgers and fries maybe some real tips and some other courses, maybe 5 or 6, 7 meals, we're not into that anymore, bro. And, you got to have people to really patronize your place to make money. And the competition is so strong now, and we're so, the word is integrated, and we're everywhere. It used to be we were just in one location, we was, all of us was together. So therefore, you go down to Mr. Benny's and go get your clothes clean, get your alterations and all that stuff. But now, if I want to go get my stuff from a black person, I got to go 10, 15 miles out of my way. When I got a doggone same person to do the same thing right down the street, it only take me 5 minutes to get there. So it's a lot of little nuances that's stopping people from making money, those types of businesses, small businesses. And that's what VP President was talking about. These small businesses have to be supported, though. You can start a small business, and then it has to be safe. Where you ain't worried about somebody coming in there acting a fool, and then or either you're getting robbed or whatever. So those things are all. Who wants those headaches? You have your little teenage kid working there after school, and somebody come in there and rob him. That's devastating. So it's a lot of nuances involved in those types of things. So and I don't get it, man. To me, I don't know how, coming back to what I was saying as far as that go, as far as the small businesses. Right now, man, it's been controversial with women, black women. They get their nails done at the Asian place. They get all their hair products and makeup at the Iraqi people that's from Pakistan or India. And if you count the money, it's billions of dollars they spend on this stuff, bro. They have to have their nails done at least, every 2 weeks? They have to have their hair done every 2, 3 weeks.
Man, so what I'm hearing you say is that we've taken a complicated world and made it more complicated. When
Very complicated.
When all we have to do is use what the old folks used to say: keep the KISS theory in line. Keep it simple, stupid.
It's very complicated because it's hard to support when so many people are everywhere. You got, the kind of business to keep your business afloat. You might have to bring in $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a day. And it might be some days you might not even make $500 because the foot traffic is not there.
But if we keep it simple, then it's okay. You take your $5,000 a day and say, okay, if I can get 3 $5,000 days in a week, I'm gonna be successful. Or if I can keep.
All it depends on your expenses, bro.
Right, you gotta, and that's if you can figure out how many days you need to make that amount. Any day you make over that amount, you take that money and put it away for those days when you might not be able to make them $3,000, $5,000 days. You might only make $2,000, $5,000 days. So you've already put enough money away that you can keep your business afloat. And the longer you can keep your business afloat by doing that, and then you're gonna be okay. Because I
Well,
tell you have to know, and I think we have to know that those big major outlets and stuff like Macy's and whatever, all them places that used to be in those malls and stuff now, they have days and stuff when they have very few customers, but they do have days and stuff like coming up with right now. Most of your major clothing people or your major department stores and everything depend upon this season right here, Christmas coming up. And that's their major sale. So they know that they're going to have to make a certain amount of money within this 3 month period of time from, say, October to the end of December. Got to make it. It's a make or break season for any department store. Make or break.
but those are franchises, bro.
Yeah.
They're all over the country.
Yeah.
So you can't really, when you're talking about a mom and pop.
But I'm trying to bring it down to the mom and pop thing here. Okay. That they are the same thing is going to happen, but probably in reverse. You're gonna, whatever business that you're gonna be getting in, there are times that you're gonna have to let a certain period sustain you for a longer period of time. Where that period and stuff at as a small store? Is it continual? Is it certain times like Christmas and Halloween's or whatever, or Mother's Day or Father's Day or the summer season and stuff? Because there's a lot of folks and stuff that got little small businesses here that depend on that summer season. People coming, the tourism coming during the summer. Florida is one of them. Y'all depend on that summer season because that's the maximum amount of people that's going to be coming there.
Yeah, business don't work like that, bro.
Well,
Small
yes, they
business
do.
don't work like that.
Some of them do. Now they got them now. They got them that work like that. That summer season makes or breaks them. These small businesses and stuff that depend on those people coming there to buy their stuff and everything during the summertime. They depend on it. Think about it. The people in their small businesses up there they're in Colorado or in those mountains and stuff where they have the snow coming in. When there ain't no snow there, they ain't making no money because most people that come up there, they come to ski. So they shoot for that one little time period when they got a lot of snow there where they know those little small businesses are going to keep their little places going.
Well, let me just say
That's
this.
what's fun about
I'm a realist. And here's the thing. Because number one, when you're a small business person, you only have so much cash flow and your profit margin is very low. And yes, businesses are ebb and flow. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. You have certain seasons. That's true. However, what the issue is, we said it the other day. When you don't market and you don't advertise and you penetrate and you try to get the people that want to serve, that comes and want your service and support you, you got to keep them coming more than once or twice or 3 times a year. Whether it's a restaurant, a retail store, whatever it is. Because it's always easy to go to the nearest one. We's free now. We can go anywhere we want to. So if I got a liquor store and my liquor store is 30% higher, and the other guy right down the street from me is 30% cheaper, where do you think I'm going? Because they got a bigger volume. They got a bigger volume. You go to their store, they might have what you want, whatever the liquor is. It could be hard liquor, wine, or whatever, and they might only have 4 or 5 bottles. And you go to other place, they got 100 bottles of that stuff. They buying in volume. I can only buy a case.
We're
And the
we're
case
talking
is
about
higher.
we're talking about the same thing, but there's a small difference and stuff and everything in what we're saying. I hear what you're saying. Yes, we do have to. They do have to market, but also even in just like the liquor store business, even the high marketers know that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday they're not going to make a whole lot of money. Their money is going to come on Friday, Saturday, and maybe Sunday. That's it. After that, ain't a lot of traffic coming in their places because people ain't buying a whole lot of alcohol during the weekday. So they have a cycle of business. So the weekend, it goes up. On weekday, it's going to go down. That's all I'm saying. That most of these businesses got cycles. You got to find out what that cycle is for your business too, along with marketing. And because I don't care if you giving away stuff and everything, people are only going to come there a certain time. You got to realize what that time is, and you're going to have to maximize your efforts and stuff for those periods of times. That was my point.
Well, like we said, that's one of the ways of sort of kind of building wealth, but everybody don't want to run a business. Everybody don't want to have a business.
Yep,
So
they don't.
that's a big thing too nowadays because jobs are plentiful.
Right.
You can do all kinds of jobs now, all kind of services and what have you. You can do that and make just as much money. And if you're working for a good corporation, you're gonna get a little retirement, and all of that. You're gonna get all the bennies, insurance. So it's a tough. We're in a tough season as far as that goes. That's the reason why, to me, my personal thing as far as business go, we need to be manufacturers.
It's going to be hard.
That's what we need to be. Black folks need
Yes.
to come up with, we sit here, and I remember back in the, was it 90s, when a lot of these rappers were getting famous, they would sign contracts with all these major name brand companies. And they would put their name on it or whatever, P. Diddy had a brand, what do you call it? Sean John or something like that. Jay-Z had something, and a number of famous people had things, and they partnered with these companies. And just because the people knew that certain groups or rappers had these clotheslines, then they were able to even put them in those famous department stores. And so therefore a lot of people bought them because P. Diddy, this P. Diddy stuff. Or I want to dress like P. Diddy, or I want to dress up like Jazzy, I want to dress up like whoever. So that was the thing. But like I said, we need to have a half a dozen manufacturing companies, retail. Somebody need to come up with a manufacturing company where they can make clothes themselves, and these famous people will be able to make those clothes for these famous people, and then they have their own brand. Now, to me, that's a great idea. I've been thinking about that for a long time. Come up with a manufacturing company where they specialize in making certain brands for certain people. A manufacturing company. They manufacture because that's all they're doing over in China. One of the biggest sellers back in the 80s was the glove. You remember the glove?
Well, they were, and they said made in China.
There you go. Michael Jackson's glove was the #1 seller.
And the reason why the manufacturing has left here and gone over there is because you can make you can design the stuff, send the design over to China or Vietnam or whatever, and they can make the stuff and put it on a boat, ship it here, and give it to you, put it on your doorstep, pay all the shipping costs and everything, and it'll be cheaper than manufacturing it right here in the United States. And most people are doing that. Yo P. Diddy and John Johns and all of them, they stuff is being manufactured overseas,
doing the same thing, bro.
And they're bringing it right back in here, and they're making a profit.
But here's the deal.
And they will not bring it here to this country.
Here's the deal. What they're not doing is providing jobs for black people.
They don't want to do that. They're about the business of money.
Well, what good is your money? Pete Diddy at one time, I think at one time he had reached $1 billion. What good is your money when you're not providing?
They are happy, Ted. I'm telling you, those people are happy. Michael Jordan happy. His Jordan sneakers are being produced in China, and he happy. He's sitting up there in a $70 million jet. He ain't worried about them folks. Matter of fact, when his plane takes off, there's 2 white pilots in his plane, and he got white stewardess and stuff taking care of him. When his plane lands, wherever he's going to land at, there's a limousine service sitting out there and everything, and they're white folks driving the limousine. Now, you can't tell me that he can't find at least one black pilot who can pilot his plane. And I know damn well he can find a driver to come there and drive his limo and take him around to wherever he needs to go. Now, he will get him some black bodyguards. But all the other stuff, he picked the white folks to do it. Those black jobs right there for him. Those limousine drivers can make a lot of money and stuff taking Michael Jordan around. But he won't.
Here's the thing, bro.
Go ahead.
What you said is absolutely true. And when you have money, and nobody else has the kind of money you have but those white folks, they look at those white folks, how they living, what they doing. Well, where did you get that Rolls Royce? I got it at so-and-so, so-and-so. They go buy it because they know somebody. Yeah, so-and-so told me, you give them a good deal on that Rolls Royce. I want to get a Rolls Royce from you. Or, where'd you get that boat from? Where'd you get that airplane from? So, they just mimicking white folks. That's all they're doing is mimicking white folks. They all in the white folks shit. That's all I'm gonna say. They want to live like the white folks. They want to have 4 or 5 women on their boat, and live like the white folks. But the point is that you wasn't able to get that money. A lot of them weren't able to make that money unless it was from black folks. Yeah, you did the work. You did the dunks. You made the touchdowns. You did all that. But who was with you when you was in high school? Who was cheering you on in college? Who was doing all that? It was black folks that built you up.
Well,
who went to your concerts when you was a nobody? We used to have a chitlin circuit. Do we have a chitlin circuit now?
Well, Tyler every now and then goes on the chitlin circuit. He said,
You know what I'm
matter of
saying.
fact,
You know what I'm
matter of
saying.
fact, a year ago, I
You
think he
know
said he
what
was
I'm
going out
saying.
on the Chitlin circuit and everything, because that's where he came from.
Who?
Tyler Perry. He
Oh,
went
well, I
out.
wouldn't
He
consider him the Chitlin circuit.
he went out on the Chitlin circuit. He said,
No, I would. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like I'm thinking about a few people that went on that was on the. I mean, it wasn't you go on the Chitlin circuit. That was the only circuit they could go on at the time. And
well,
then if they became very popular and very famous and was excellent performers, they might have got a shot at some other famous concert place.
final word.
Well, I think the people that made it, I'm happy for them. But some of y'all have missed our mark. That money is only going to take you so far. If you got a couple of 100 million or 300 million or 500 million or even $1 billion, you got enough money to take care of your family for the rest of their life for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, for the rest of their life. But you don't want to invest back into your community to bring other people up. Now, we know it's a bunch of knuckleheads out there, but the bottom line is there's a lot of smart black people that need a shot.
Mm-hmm.
They scuffling, trying to make it and trying to start their businesses or try to do certain things, and they need an upper hand. Because I'm going to tell you something. These venture capitalists, they ain't looking at no black folks. Some of them are, but not all of them. So anyway, that's all I want to say. I ain't gonna go off no more because I can say another 30 minutes, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
I know, but we done shot a whole hour in the butt now. But all I want to say is that, hey, it, whatever you can do to build that wealth and stuff, your own personal wealth, I'll say do it. And right now, and for 20 years ago, even when I was a little boy, our personal generational wealth came from owning something, owning a home. That's where our wealth came from. Not no car, because as soon as you take that baby off the lot, it done lost value. And everybody want to buy a car. I want to buy me a car. I'll buy me a car. Get you a clunker and buy you a home and get some wealth built up. That's all I can say to them. I'm looking at those 100 million folks that are not going to be taken care of because they done put a knucklehead up there in the White House. Sister Girl had a damn good idea, and we just destroyed her and everything by doing that, because she was looking out. Even though you found all them people is saying that she wasn't looking for me, she wasn't saying nothing for me, she wasn't doing this for me, at least she said it. This knucklehead didn't even say it, and you put him in office.
Well, I think you didn't say that, bro.
She said it. She came out and told these people, "This is what I want." You just didn't want her in the White House. That's what it was. Quit making excuses. Tell the truth, like that man did. He told the truth. I don't want no woman in the White House. he come out and said at the end, "I don't want a woman in the White House." He's telling the truth. Oh, but anyway, you folks out there and stuff, she had a daggone good idea. Home ownership. You guys, that's where your wealth is going to come from, because everybody ain't going to be billionaires. They're going to be some folks and stuff who just regular livers and stuff. So build some wealth and stuff and everything for you and your family and pass it down. Our foreparents did it. Our parents and stuff did it. They tried to build wealth, buy homes and stuff. Your dad did it. Stepfather did. He went out there. He went to Pembroke, but he went out there to buy something so his family can have something instead of renting there in Chicago. My dad did it. He wanted to own a home, so he came out to Pembroke. on a home. It wasn't worth all anything, but that's where he came. He didn't have a whole lot of money, but he bought him a house. And I know that he was looking for to pass it down to his family, his people, his children. I'm gonna pass it down to my children. And we threw it away, but still, that's the idea that they had. They weren't very smart. They weren't the people that sitting down there with PhDs and all that, but they knew exactly what they needed to do to help to sustain us. And that was to make sure that we can pass down some wealth to our children. So when you go out there and you out there working, you think, well, I'm not gonna go rent. But hey, you're gonna have some children, you're gonna have family members. They need their generational wealth. That's the only place we're gonna get it at. Anyway, we're about done here, folks. We are 10 minutes past our time, and Mr. Harper said he got another 30 minutes that he want to talk. But I don't want to be censored and stuff by Russia, so hopefully they'll let us back over there again. Y'all folks, Russia censored us. They don't want us to be talking over there in their country. Oh boy, that was funny when I saw that coming in on our YouTube channel. We've been censored. They don't like these two old men, old black men telling them nothing. Forget you, Putin. Bye, folks.
Hey, you can't use the P word and you can't use the T word, bro.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, he was already censored us, so it ain't gonna hurt. See you all. Bye.